Can you see the corn in the distance? My grandmother, who was born in 1900, used to teach us that the corn is supposed to be knee-high by the 4th of July. Well, the 4th of July was this past weekend, and that corn is way higher than knee-high. Ni hao, everyone. This is Dr. Andy with another video. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm thinking about my student Edward and this question. If a student is active in the Reserve Officers Training Corps, or ROTC, what sort of qualities, what sort of discipline, what sort of work ethic would we expect such a student to bring to our advanced essay writing class? Good question, unnamed viewer. Thanks for asking it. Edward was one such student. I could tell from just the look in his eyes on the first day that he took his studies seriously, that he took his writing seriously, and that he was listening carefully to what I was saying in class. That was appreciated because it is not always thus. Edward was a rucker. Excuse me? To ruck, R-U-C-K, means to put a great amount of weight in a backpack and to go for a really long hike. Now, this practice has been adopted by men and women who wear weight vests and who head out into the world. My wife Kate got me, is it a 15-pound, is it a 20-pound weight vest for the holidays last year. And on occasion, especially in the cooler months, I will take that weight vest and put it on so that I can get more of a workout from my walks. But my weight vests, 15, 20 pounds, do not compare well to Edward's weight vests. I think he goes for 25 pounds. Is it 30? It's hard to know. But what I do know, hello, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Just fine, thank you. But what I do know is that I was inspired by Edward to put on this backpack. Usually I wear a butt pack so that it's not in the frame when I'm filming these videos. You're so vain, Dr. Andy. Do you think we're really going to judge you for the straps on your backpack? Like you did to some kids in middle school? No, of course not. But inspired by Edward, I filled today's backpack not only with all of my camera gear, but with snacks for Jukie and me, and with other supplies that we would need, and a little reading material. You generally don't want to leave the house without a book, am I right? And so normally I leave a lot of that stuff behind. But I said to myself, well, if Edward can go for a hike with 25 pounds on his back, I can go for a hike with what, like 6 pounds on my back. Though it is kind of a bother. Edward, how do you do it? Do you have a point about any of this, Dr. Andy? Yes, I do. Here's what I remember from Edward's essay on rucking. He used rucking as a means of getting in shape. Now, being in shape is a prerequisite, I understand, to participate in the Reserve Officer Training Corps, or ROTC. Because those officers, they need to be able to run, to hike, to wear impressive looking combat boots, to deal with blisters, as Edward did, and to get into shape. Edward said in his essay that because of his long habit of rucking, he lost a bunch of weight and would not run out of breath running up 3 flights of stairs. Now, without virtue signaling, actually there's no virtue in this sentence, I'm just about to brag. Without bragging, I should say that I also pride myself on being able to go up as many flights of stairs as are presented in front of me. Why? Because in my freshman year at college, Boston University, I lived in Warren Towers, 15A. There were towers A, B, and C, and Scott and Smoker Bob and I lived in the lounge on 15A, which means you went up 4 flights of stairs to get to the 4th floor, and then you walk down a long hallway and then up another 11 flights of stairs to get to your room. Most people use the escalator, understandable, and the elevator to get where they were going. But sometimes the waits for the elevator were long. And I was a runner at the time. And like Edward, I said to myself, oh, I can do this. So on occasion, I would run up the first 4 flights of stairs and then walk the next 5 flights of stairs and then trudge, gasping, up the final flights of stairs until I finally got to the 15th floor. Is it all about you, Dr. Andy? I thought this was about Edward. Yes, here is my point. Edward, as he became more and more fit, he talked in his essay about, inspired by his own religious biblical beliefs, he would see his rucking trips with his friends, Christian friends, Muslim friends, as an opportunity to serve them, to support them. So he would be the one to make jokes. He would do political impersonations to distract people from how unpleasant the long hike was. So Edward would share his political impersonations. He would bring snacks, including, I think he said, Swedish fish. No one's ever offered me Swedish fish on a hike, but I think I've been a vegetarian since before Edward's parents were born. On occasions, he would go and refill the water bottles of all of his friends. And there was even an occasion when someone was having a hard time, and so Edward carried that person's backpack. How about that? And Edward would pepper his essay with Bible verses that inspired him to be in service of his friends, of his hiking mates, in the same way, offering them support and encouragement and humor. And I realized that's exactly what I try to do when I'm teaching. So before I left this morning, I emailed Edward and I said, "Hi, Edward. I remember your service and encouragement themes and your essay on rucking. I try to embody those same themes, those same principles in my teaching," I said. "Hope you're doing well. Have you graduated, Dr. Andy?" He got right back to me less than half an hour later. He said, "Hey, Dr. Andy, thank you so much for your kind words and for remembering some of the words I've written. I've not graduated yet. This coming year will be my 4th year, and I plan on taking a 5th year. As of now, I'm doing very well with a full-time geotechnical engineering internship." If you have a full-time geotechnical engineering internship, I can see why you'd want to take a 5th year at UC Davis. Also, UC Davis is the most edifying and educational and transformative university around. I started there in 1990, and I've been there for 36 years. He closes his email, very respectfully, Edward, and then his last name. That bit about being very respectful, that's what he was all about. So I so much appreciated having Edward in my advanced writing class. I appreciated that discipline infused the work that he did as a student without him mentioning ROTC as the reason why. I appreciate his emphasis on rucking, and I made one or two rucking metaphors. I shared them in class during lecture over the course of that quarter so that Edward could know, so that he could feel seen. And then finally, as I wrote to Edward, I appreciate his focus on humor and support and service, because as I wrote him, all of those have informed my teaching over all of these decades. I also appreciate the deep respect that he had for me and for his own learning journey. We could all be a little bit more like Edward, couldn't we? Thanks for watching this video. This is Dr. Andy with another remembrance of one of my UC Davis students after 36 and a half years of teaching. If you enjoyed this, if you made it to the end of this video, well, one, I'm surprised and grateful. Two, I hope you'll give it a like. Maybe someone else will see it. And three, if you'd like more of these, then add your name to my list of subscribers. I don't know who all my subscribers are right now, but I'm closer to single digits than double. And I bet I could name all those subscribers by name. Why? Because I've barely told anyone about this YouTube channel. That's what the gurus say you should do. Let YouTube find you rather than you telling everyone. The only problem is I'm not quite sure who my target audience is for these reminiscences, but I'm enjoying them.